Welcome to Tarot Predictions, guys. That will be a weekly reading for all star signs that covers 2nd to 8th of October, and 3 cards per star sign will be drawn. So that being said, let me shuffle the cards and we can start with the readings. Hello everybody. Wow, thank you for being here. I'm so proud to be your host tonight, guys. I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, people? Hello everybody. Good evening. Okay, so let's start with Aries. Again, Aries always goes first, eh? So for Aries, we do have the Queen of Cups. It is the first card that we drew. And then we do have the Two of Cups. After that, we do have the Chariot. So Aries, first and foremost, this is that will be a week where you can find a shelter. It is all about how you feel and how your comfortability can be compared with the stress you will be put it upon. And under stress, I mean that you have quite of a breakthrough to accomplish. It is tough. It is let's say that you will accept it. That is more that people can ask from you. If that comes into your career, then for what it seems, your boss will have some sort of unrealistic expectations from you, and that will really stress you in a way where you will require someone to hear you out, just so you can see that your perspective, your acceptance of the world around you isn't wrong. And you will find out, if we're talking about your career, Aries, is that you are going to find a commiserations within a partner of yours, within a co-worker of yours, which thinks that what is happening to you is quite unfair, and as a matter of fact, they can really stand beside you if you're about to start leading a war toward your righteousness. However, highly unadvisable, guys. It is because those who think that you will not gonna make it, well, they have to guess again, because yeah, it is tough to pull it through. That could be a project, it could be a deed, task that comes in the very last moment here, and you are finding yourself preoccupied with different things that you have planned. Either way, you will be able to manage it if you let's say, if you arm yourself with your iron will, if you arm yourself with your how can I place it in words here, guys? Your perseverance, okay? Because this is all about resilience and perseverance. How much you can get to a point where people actually will have no doubt within you, Aries is. So Aries, into your career, I can strongly suggest you guys to organize well what you're about to do this week, and ask for what is called in English, ask for reassurance that whatever it is given to you at Monday and Tuesday as a tasks into your career place will be final. What I mean is that there will be no additions to that, there will be no addendum to it. And if we're talking about relationship here, we can sense something a little bit more sensitive with those 3 cards. We can sense is that because they are all 3 water cards, which means that you are about to reach into your relationship unusual stability, emotional stability, and that will come through rather making quite a lot of a contact with your partner, and it will come also establishing a romantic and gentle touchness with them. So that being said, if you have been rather routine recently with them, or they have been rather routine recently with you, that will change this week, and the intimacy and gentleness is going to take place will replace the routine, excuse me, the day by day usual routine where it is kind of like you are not in a relationship. That being said, you need to give away yourself completely to the gentleness. You need to give yourself completely to the it is not even a passion, guys. It is like I said, gentleness and what was the other word that I used? Well, forget it. So intimacy, yeah. So to the gentleness and intimacy, it is what you need to give yourself to. I mean, there is nothing more serious than that. You shouldn't place anything in front of it if you want your relationships to move on further. Now, next one, that will be Taurus. Oh yeah, yeah, Lenormand Judy. I totally forgot. Excuse me. So for Aries Lenormand, here they are. Thank you for reminding me. So Aries Lenormand reading. The Lenormand cards, for those who doesn't know, they predict kind of event that is going to happen, which means that they make you aware of a certain situation that is going to emerge. And the situation is marked by the cross, by the dog, and by the anchor. So, guys, a very good friend of yours, a friend from a long time, that could be your childhood friend as well, someone who is with you along many years, will find themselves into a very cornered situation. What you're gonna make out of it, that depends on you. You can have their back, and you can just leave them alone. It is, just so you know, a very good friend of yours is going to find themselves into a very misfortunate situation. And I hope that this touches you, because for what it seems, this friend of yours is ready to jump into the fire and go through the ninth circle of hell for you. So I think that you should return that favor to them. Okay, so as I shuffle for Taurus, let me cut. And Taurus is reading, Taurus is tarot reading. We have the King of Pentacles with the Knights of Pentacles. Okay. And then we do have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. 1 second, guys. Even though we do have only Pentacles here, that week for you, Taurus, will be all about emotional comfort. It will be all about how you feel yourself secure and what exactly makes you feel secure. Okay, that most likely that will come through material comfort. With these two cards here, the Knight and the King, that could be people in your life, actually, people which are Earth sign, which are Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or it has these ascendant. But I don't think that these are people. Okay, if they are people, they are most surely from your family, and they will subsidize you with something. Okay, they will give you either money, they will give you resources to feel yourself comfortable. But I don't think that those that those are people. Okay, I do believe that these cards are showing that you are about to bring someone into your situations. Okay, it is because you can pull it off alone, but being alone is not going to really benefit you that well. That being said, guys, into your circumstances in career, I think that you are going to attract or involve a colleague into your matter, so together you can work well and two heads are better than one. I mean, two hands are better than one, and this is what is going to be the case for you at work. So you can be more beneficial in your place of work. You will attract someone else to work with you. So it's kind of like a companion. It's kind of like making it's not even a truce, guys, but making a pact with a person so you can extract the most out of a project, most out of a work. Very favorable cards for those who have private business. It does speak that you're going to strike a fairly good deal. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's not going to be fairly good, but it's going to be exceptionally good. That is going to bring you a lot of what? Money, and that will make you feel good. But if we're talking about a relationship with these cards are showing that being in relationship in the most accept stereotype, where you're spending way too much time with your partner, actually makes you feel miserable. You may start feeling, Tauruses, that you are investing way too much into your relationship this week, and that will force your kind of urge you to seek for more independence. Okay, so if you start feeling that you do need more space, if you start feeling that you do need more time on your own, more enterprises that you can attend without your partner, you most definitely have to do that. One thing, however, is important here to be noticed, guys, is that you very well need to know what you really require and what you really want from that to happen, because this is a very thin line into one relationship. Because if you strain yourself way too much, then your relationship could be jeopardized. If you leave yourself into it, then your emotional state will be jeopardized. Okay, so you kind of need to find the right measures, being in and out equally, so you can maintain your interest into one relationship, but in the same time don't make the impression to your partner that you don't care about the relationship at all. You need to know that if you are in this relationship, you have a lot to lose if you actually lose the relationship. So that being said, you have to be very careful with that. And someone asked if Tauruses are single. As I said, these could be two people. Okay, this could be a meeting with a younger and an older man this week, and it will come to that, how comfortable these people are making you feel, and with which you are feeling more comfortable. It all is going to come to that. What is going to happen from that empathizement, now that depends entirely on you, but I do believe, again, with these cards, is that you kind of feel that you shouldn't attach yourself way too emotionally to either of those, because you don't know them well. And let me shuffle the Lenormand. The 3, the boat, and the anchor. Those who are planning to reallocate, Tauruses who are planning to reallocate, it will be a very successful approach to reallocation. It may not happen this week, but you are going to make a very, very well found arrangements about that. The other thing is that the other interpretation of those cards, guys, is that you can or you will not be aware of it, but inheritance of a great wealth will be cooking for you. Okay, and last interpretation of those cards is that basically your health is going to improve big time. Okay, so now let me shuffle, and we're going to next one, which is Gemini. Okay, so Gemini's Ace of Swords is the first one for you. Then we do have the Six of Pentacles, and then Five of Swords. So guys, you need to be very careful about the friends of yours. It's all about communications this week for you. It is very likely that you're about to realize that a friend of yours made you a bear favor. Well, bear favor is expression in my country, and it means a favor where it seems that you are gaining from it, but in reality your so-called friend is benefiting even more than you are. So it's kind of like a favor, a surreptitious favor meant to slip you down the road, and it's a bad road. That being said, you need to be very careful where you're placing your trust at this week, Geminis. And these cards are all about that. I mean, help you don't require, you shouldn't accept. It is because help this week, especially a help from people which kind of seem very premeditative, kind of seem very calculative, we're not going to solve your problems, unfortunately. Another thing that you shouldn't accept this week, guys, is pity and commiserations. They will not lead you anywhere. As a matter of fact, this week, Geminis, if you want to do something right, you got to do it on your own. That's basically what the cards are pointing. So into your career, you need to attend to your projects and duties by yourself, because this is the only way you're gonna get true perspective, you're gonna get true insight of the resolution of the situation. Into your relationship, you have to be rather bold and harsh with your expression. You have to be rather strict with your demands. What I mean is that if you want something, you gotta ask for it, and if you dislike something into your partner, you also need to make a note of it, because otherwise you will get exploited. That's that. And at a certain point, for those who are very weak, I mean people with the weak angels, people who are used to never saying no to anybody just from politeness, well, they're gonna get humiliated. That being said, Geminis, you have to learn to say no, and that needs to happen this week. Otherwise, it's going to be way too late, and you will be used for an agenda which you don't belong at, and your resources will be used, your attention will be used, and basically your blessings will be used into that direction. So again, be very careful, guys, whom you put your trust at, and also whom you are sharing secrets with, because this is also important. Some certain secrets of yours, certain things that should not get out of a particular circle may happen that way. It is because you have placed your trust into a wrong person. So that is for Gemini according to Tarot. I mean, they have spoken pretty loudly here. There is no other explanation of those cards, especially comparing them with the numbers they form. And next one, it's let's go for the Lenormand reading for Gemini. Thank you, Joyce. So for Gemini, we do have the bear. Then we do have the path or the choice, and then the mountain. Guys, this is all about how you spread resources. You will have a situation in your life that will require a choice where you can either go the hard way or you can bypass a certain difficulties. My suggestion here with those three cards, wait a second, I will draw one more. I need to see what it's all about. That will come through a phone call, okay, or through a gossip. You're about to realize, or kind of like you will be notified that there is certain complications with a situation of yours, and to those complications you need to answer immediately. However, the good thing here for you, Geminis, is that you will have options available, and how I would have approached the situation is by cutting corners, because this is what the cards are pointing. The more resources you can save by solving that and solving the problem, the better. So you shouldn't throw everything in. Okay. Next one, that will be Cancer. Cancer, Knight of Swords with the Ten of Cups, with the Sun. One second, guys. These cards, they are attending to your family. Okay, they are attending to your family, and they are saying that your family, either your family as a husband, kids, or your family as a father and siblings, you know, father, mother, and siblings, they do require your attention, and they do require your full devotion in this very week. Now, there is a certain issue there. I don't know what issue that is. It differs for every single one of you, but that issue can't be like neglected. I mean, you can't pretend anymore it isn't there, okay? And you have to attend into it. Now, the very same fact that you are attending to the issue is going to bring great joy into these people, into your father, mother, brothers, sisters, or husband, kids, and this kind of stuff. I mean, you need to acknowledge that things needs to be worked out. And how they can be worked out, guys, by asking questions and by wanting to solve the issue, because there are people which are usually wanting to solve certain issues, but they're always using excuses not to. This shouldn't be your case. I mean, first and foremost, what you need to do is to reassure everybody that no one dies. That's the first thing you need to do. It's because whatever happened, and right now everybody needs to sit around, consolidate, and find a resolution to the certain issue. Next thing that you need to do is that regardless of what happened, you can still be together. So that being said, no one loses anything. And last but not least, you need to be how can I place it in words here? You need to be a mood support. You need to cheer people up into your family. That's the only thing that is required from you. Only your cheering, it is going to lift up their spirit, and will allow them to gather up the vital energy they need, so the resolution can be resolved, so the solution can be found, excuse me. And actually, the resolution here in your family drama, in the drama in your family circle, or into your relationship, this could be also about relationship, but if it is about relationship, it goes for those relationships which are quite deep. The resolution there is going to come quite naturally, and you and your partner, or you and your family, are going to see that all the fights in the past, all the drama in the past, all misunderstandings were futile, because they were not supposed to happen. This just was stubbornness from one of the parties, and right now they are realizing that. Now, for those singles, these cards strongly suggest that you are about to meet someone. I mean, look at that. We do have the Knights of Swords and the Ten of Cups. And what that happened, however, I mean, you need to be very careful with this person first. This is because he finds, and I'm saying he because that's most likely a person, a male, he is finding a reason to be with you. I mean, not emotional reason, but rather logical reason. So he does have a certain leverage in this kind of commitment, if commitment is possible. And as soon as you make up your mind, should you go with this person or not, then the things will start unfolding naturally, okay? You don't have to force anything. I mean, if you decide to be with him, you are gonna be with him, and nothing can be changed about that. Talking about your career with these cards, guys, things are gonna happen quite quickly at the start of the week. There will be a certain changes in there into your career, changes for the better, and you rather have to kind of be meticulous about your approaches, because if you stir yourself in quite swiftly, there are a lot of things could be lost along the way. I mean, you can overlook a certain details, a very important details. Regardless of that, because we do have the sun here, the result, whatever good or bad, is going to benefit you. And under good or bad, in that case, I mean that you may have been expected to reach more, but as I said, it will depend how careful you analyze your situation and how much you take under consideration the minor details and in your position. Now let me shuffle the Lenormand. So, Cancers, the house, then we do have the mountain, then we do have, yeah, that's about the family issue here. So there is no doubt that this is about a family issue, guys. Most likely it's an issue with a romance, if we're talking about relationship, or an issue with your elders, if we're talking about a certain family, and that will highly affect your estate. It will highly affect your comfortability. You need to know, however, that these issues can and should be resolved, as we do have the mountain, and mountain is an obstacle that you can simply bypass. You don't have to climb it, but you can go around it. It will take you more time, but you can find your way through. So again, I'm saying you should not stir yourself into the situation, but rather you should take more careful and meticulous approach toward it. This is what is going to pay off for you, not the frantical bruising upon everything that comes in your way. Thank you, Sophia. Okay, so Leo is the next one. For Leo, we do have the Hierophant with the Three of Swords with the Empress. So Leo, you rather should keep yourself up to a certain tact. What I mean is that this week, guys, you should fall or kind of like take a step out from the spotlight. It will be most required, because I'm not saying that you are looking bad in front of people, or if we're talking about your career, people are talking bad for you, or people are seeing you in a very bad light, but because you do require a certain rest, okay? So how can I explain it more accurately? Let's say that you need a different perspective, guys, and the only way you can reach that different perspective is if you make yourself comfortable. And being overrun with work or being overrun with other people's needs is not going to help you making yourself feeling comfortable. No, what you need here from these cards, guys, that Leos, that is withdrawal from your situations, so you can make rather balanced and accurate decision of how you need to move forward in a way that the movement it is most comfortable for you. Now, talking about relationship with these cards, first and foremost, you need to answer to your question, to that kind of question, excuse me. Do I have unconditional trust into my partner? And if I don't, why is that? This is the only thing that needs to bother you this week regarding to your relationship. If you are single, then you need to ask yourself why I don't have trust into people. And only the answer to that question will allow you to open yourself for a new partner to come up into your life. Talking about your career, you need to ask yourself why, although I am throwing everything from myself into the things I am coping with, they're not unfolding as good as I am intending to. Obviously, there is something that isn't happening here with the Three of Swords, okay? And this is why you need to kind of like take a step back. You need to kind of like slow down your motion a little bit, hold down your horses, so you can find the right approach. And the right approach is not in it is not in one other, in what the others are going to tell you. Actually, the others are going to tell you just the opposite of what you have to do. Now, the right approach here toward your situation, the resolution of your issues into your career, the resolution into the issues of your relationship, guys, lies into your understanding. You need to understand yourself first, why you don't have unconditional trust, or if you do have unconditional trust, why do you have it? My point here, guys, is the root of the issue, which once realized, once analyzed, is going to make you feel comfortable, because you will have the things you are coping with now, or kind of like you will have the game played on your own turf from now on, once you answer to that issue. Or let's say that your boss is giving you a new task out of nowhere. You need to ask yourself why this is happening, and only by answering that question you will be able to make the appropriate measures toward it. Okay, so one more thing about these three cards is that people may try to make you uncomfortable with words and with accusations, if I can say it that way. So you can make a wrong so you do make a wrong step and prove yourself wrong about a certain statements that you have done. Those statements are quite supported with facts. I mean, no one can dispute them but you, and that's why people will try to accuse you of certain things which you haven't done, as a matter of fact, so you can slip yourself down the road. So be very careful of how you respond to people threats and to people mean words. Let me now shuffle the Lenormand cards, guys, and we can see what kind of event is awaiting for you in the upcoming week. We do have the gentleman with the dog, with the mountain again. Well, I need one more. With the tower, a male friend of yours is gonna have or is going to cause you difficulties with the authorities. And under authorities, you need to understand that the authorities may mean your bosses or your supervisors. It also may mean the police, or it may mean the government as well, you know, tax collectors and these kind of stuff. So you need to be careful of that. Alternative interpretation is that a male friend of yours is going to pull you out from a long-term hibernation, a long-term isolation. If you have been isolating yourself for quite a while, that is going to be your case. Okay, so next one is Virgo. Okay, so for Virgos, the Strength card is the first one. Then that will be the King of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles, guys. This is most likely all about career. These cards, and for what it seems, that kind of seems as a tempting offer, and an offer that can really change your incomes, and it can change your career life. That could be, guys, an offer for a new job. It could be an offer for a promotion or an offer for a raise. It will also have a let's say certain conditions that you may find very hard to meet. Okay, so it's going to be kind of simply challenge, but just because it's challenge, it does mean improvement. So these cards are kind of speak quite loud for a improvement for Virgo, improvement into their career, which is going to bring them even more success. Now the Nine of Pentacles, guys, when looked into career, this speaks that you basically caught a big fish and pull it out from the waters. Okay, so that could, if you are owning a private business, that could be the deal of the year for you. If you're not owning a private business but you're working into, you know, a static job, a usual job, then this could mean that the things you are doing actually have the greatest meaning for the whole year, and based on them, okay, what you're doing this week, you are going to be assessed at the end of the year, and you may or may not get the promotion. Now again, it depends on your personal performance, but you do have the opportunity, guys, this week. How you need to proceed from here, it is rather slowly, it is rather professionally than showing your emotions into your working place. I mean, no one wants to see you how you feel within about other people's performance, about how unfair the things are against you or how fair the things are against you. Only thing that is required for you into your working place, guys, is your professionalism, and this is the only thing that matters. That being said, you should attend to your things rather with carefree actions, rather with a light, and rather with kind of like subtlety and readiness to face the things on your own, because when you do that, you are going to prove yourself more worthy than the others for the promotion that is in place here, guys. And the Strength card shows that the struggling is not going to be futile, the struggling is not going to be in vain. Basically, there is a reason behind that, and your enthusiasm will be mostly valued here. What I mean is that the more enthusiasm you have, the more energy you throw into your things, the more productive they will turn out later. But more energy thrown in doesn't mean more activity, it means more dedication. So the dedication is going to mean everything for your career in this week, Virgo, and it's going to stabilize your position at your job. It's going to give you basically a comfort into your career. Next thing I want to discuss with these cards is regarding relationship. Okay, this is a confession you're about to get if you are in a relationship, or a reassurance that your partner ain't going to leave you because he simply loves you unconditionally. If you are single, that could be a confession from someone that they have emotions towards you, that they want you. Okay, this will literally be the confession that they want you from one or another form, and you are up to decide, are you gonna give a go or not. I think that rather you will pass it here with the Nine of Pentacles that we have. Now, let me check with the Lenormand what is awaiting for you, Virgos. We have the Sun, which is general success. Let's see success in what? The Rider, that could be interpreted as a message, news, or a change, something put in motion. And then the Star. The Star is usually finding a path, finding a solution. So guys, through a news, you are about to find out that something worked. Something, well, the cards doesn't really want to say in which field. Well, whatever was blurry for you, whatever you felt insecure, you're about to be reassured that everything is okay and everything will thrive from now on. So if your relationship were blurry, then and insecure, then you're about to find a reassurance, just as the tarot card said, that everything is okay and it's going to flourish. And if into your career you're feeling very, very insecure, then same thing is gonna happen there. It is basically your situation, which does mean very, very foggy and anybody's guess is going to be glad. Now the next one, that will be Libra. Nine of Cups with the Three of Pentacles with the Hierophant. So guys, for you, for Libras, it is all about making money this week. Actually, a project of yours or an application that you have made for a job, for example, or a proposition you had and you took in the past is going to turn out very, very profitable for you guys. And it does look like that you are going to work it for quite a long time ago. Very favorable for those who do have a private business. It does look like that they are sleeping on a gold mine from these cards. But this is the hint here, guys, from these two, okay? That regardless of how beneficial you're finding yourself, and regardless of how well the things are going on, you shouldn't drop your level of performance. Okay, you shouldn't drop your standards. Just on the contrary, you want to demand more, you want to require more, and you want to ask for more from yourself. I mean, you shouldn't be satisfied of what you put in, because you can always be do better, and better means more stability towards your success. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that without any doubt, here this week you will have material success from one or another form, Libras, okay? But it's not going to be long lasting unless you put the time and the effort into it. And this is obvious here with these two cards. I mean, we do have the Hierophant, and this is how the things are supposed to work. The more you do, the more you get. I mean, the more you put in, the more you get out. So for you, we have the full strength of the law of nature, guys, that everything you do is going to have a reflection just equal to what you do. The more kindness you do, the more kindness will be done to you. The more evil you do, the more evil will be done to you. So talking about relationships here, guys, it does look like that your relationship will improve quite well, and this is because your partner is going to find security by being beside you. You know, they're going to find out that they can trust you with something or with many things, and this is the main reason why they're going to be more gentle than usual, and they're going to be more devoted than usual. Now you can do and keep up that attitude moving on forward by not cornering them. What I mean is that you shouldn't ask why every time when you see that something is changed. Why you want to ask why? I mean, why you can't just accept how the things are if they're good, you know? Because when something is okay, but when something is bad, it always can go worse. So please don't make it worse with your questions. It's just, if you are bugging about something, you basically remain silent until the situation doesn't start getting worse, which I very, very doubt that is going to happen unless you open your mouth. So if you don't have to say anything productive, you don't say anything. That is basically what is reflecting towards your relationship, Libras. And as I said, into your job, money making time, guys. So congratulations. Okay, so let me see now what Lenormand has to say for you guys. Well, the fish is the card of money and material expand. So it's all about money. Then we do have the clouds. So it's a way of making money, guys. And yeah, that is a long-term fortune. That is something that is going to make you settle. So if you don't make money this week, it is all about because you haven't taken advantage of a certain proposition, of a certain opportunity, regardless of what the opportunity is. Now, because we do have the cloud, the opportunity could be rather a little bit surreptitious, okay? But this should, if there is nothing illegal in it, I suggest you strongly that you take it, because this Libras, this is talking about wealth here, okay? Real fortune, and you gotta take it. Okay, so next one, Scorpio. Damn, why don't this was Scorpio? I mean, why couldn't Scorpio have that kind of a reading? So Scorpio, for you we do, or for us guys rather, we do have the Moon card with the Chariot, with the Queen of Cups. So strongly advisable that this week we actually don't do a new enterprises, new activities, and these kind of stuff. We're going to feel ourselves extremely emotionally unstable. I mean, this is what is going to happen here. We are going to start sensing that something is changing, something is different. I mean, something is not exactly in its place, but in material world, in our world, we will not be able to define what that is. I mean, everything is going to be usual and normal. Our job will go as it is supposed to go. Our relationship will go as it is supposed to go. Or if we are single, we will lead our single life. But in the same time, we are going to sense that something is kind of like out of the ordinary. There is something cooking here, and that will make us either thrilled or agitated. Now it depends on the personal state. Me rather, because I do enjoy being trivial about everything, that is gonna make me agitated. I don't like changes, okay? But there are people who desperately require change, and I guess that this is what will make them, you know what, they make them move. But the move needs to happen next week, not this one, because this week you can do stupid things because you're not gonna think clearly, Scorpio. We are not gonna think clearly because there will be a mix of emotions that even we will not be able to recognize. Guys, I'm very curious what the Lenormand has to say about us, because this will highly differ and will have big impact based on the event we got for that week. But what I can say here is that we do have a person that truly loves us, and person that will give us courage to move forward. So if you do feel emotionally unstable, if you do feel rather miserable, if you do feel oppressed from the circumstances that you are at, either in your career or in your relationship, if you feel like nothing is moving and your life basically doesn't worth anything, I strongly suggest you to talk either with your mom or with someone that is a mother figurine in your life, because they can really lift your spirit. And this needs to be the most important thing for us this week, Scorpios, how we can lift our spirits. Okay, well, I know how I'm gonna lift mine. I will do exactly what I want to do. And when I think about it, now this is the problem of the young generation of our time. I mean, they do exactly what they want without even realizing what they're doing. So unfortunately, that is the answer here, guys. If you seek for an answer for a sudden improvement that is going to happen out of nowhere, isn't going to happen. It's not happening this week. I mean, this week we need to survive, and we need to survive the emotional hurricane we are going to experience, the emotional tornado. Okay, so mixed of emotions. We may be quite thrilled, as I said, one day, and then agitated at the other, and they deprived at the third, and they again lifted by spirit in the fourth. So it will be quite changeable in mood, guys, and I again suggest you don't attempt into anything that you don't have to the week that is yet to come, especially talking about relationships. That could be a relationship breaker. Okay, you can suddenly outburst to your partner, outrage, and tell them things that you never planned to tell them, or you would never tell them otherwise. Okay, so let me now shuffle the Lenormand and see what will be the event, guys. 1 second, one card fell down. Okay, let's see what will be the event here. the clouds, the stork, the garden. These three are showing change of environment and change of environment regarding social circles, guys. Okay, well, I need one more, and the bucket. Wow, this is how this can play out. Okay, from your social circle, someone is gonna make you a gift. Someone is gonna make you feel fantastic for a certain amount of time, and after that you're gonna feel miserable and guilty. How I'm seeing that, especially those singles, you are about to have additional suitor, someone that wants to be with you, someone that make you a gift that is going to touch you, and the fact that is going to touch you will make you feel miserable, because you may realize that you don't love the person that you are with as much as you think you love them. Okay, that could very well be the case. This is the only way I can see these cards, because there is nothing that can cause otherwise a turmoil here. Or if we're talking about your career, from a different society, a different area, you can receive a proposition that you will really want to take, but in the same time you're gonna feel guilty of leaving your current job, guys, and this is why it's gonna cause the emotional turmoil. Whatever it is, you don't make your choice this week. I mean, I cannot stress enough, you don't make any choices this week. I mean, you postpone them and delay them for the week that is yet to come, which is after 8th of October. Okay, so next one comes Sagittarius. Sagittarius is Ace of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups, with the Queen of Swords. Guys, how can I place it in words? You are about to have an encounter with a woman that will be like a therapist, or a woman that will be kind of like a counselor of yours. That could be a very good friend of yours, or it could be your supervisor. It's basically someone that wants your benefit. Okay, and this woman is gonna tell you a harsh truth. This harsh truth, however, will be accepted with a most gratitude from your behalf. It is because it's going to redirect you toward a different path, a more beneficial path. That being said, into your career, if your boss is really caring for you, I mean, if you're a good friend with your supervisor, for example, or with your boss, they're going to strip out a futile project from your basket, and are going to assign you into something else which is much more beneficial for you. In other words, you are going to be redirected or reassigned from the hard work. However, guys, again, you have to make everything out of it. What I mean is that you need to take advantage of that. And here we are seeing how your dreams are coming true with these two cards. Let me explain you these two cards, guys. Let's say that the week before, the previous week, you had a certain goals of yours, you have certain dreams, but because of the circumstances back then, they were quite celluloid. unrealistic, and this week something happens suddenly thanks to this person who is capable to push the things through because they are a shot caller. These dreams here are very well reachable. These dreams are not celluloid anymore. These dreams are not fairy tales. And what you can do out of it, I mean, you throw yourself into it. Fantastic, fantastic opportunity for people who are in chase in a long term of a certain career path or of a certain job, because that may not be the proposal here, but it will be the layout. Okay, someone is going to vouch for you, someone is going to give you a direction, someone is going to give you an information. And as I like to say, information is the currency of highest value, no question about it. Okay, if we're talking about your relationship with these cards, guys, if you do have a certain issues into your relationship, I'm talking about issues because if your relationship is going flawless, there is nothing to be discussed here. I mean, there will be no issues whatsoever. But with those with troublesome relationships right now, a third party is going to reveal you the problem. I mean, they are going to be very harsh and very cutting about what they're going to tell you. They're going to basically tell you the naked truth into your eyes, regardless, are you going to like it or not going to like it? Are you going to get mad? Are you going to break any kind of connections with them? I mean, they're sick of seeing you struggle. They're going to tell you, as I said, the naked truth, and they're going to tell you how to fix that. Okay, and basically you can fix it. It is the only thing you need to do is follow their advice, which is going to be keep on going and be more polite. Try to be more harmonious with your partner, and under harmonious, that means that you need to provide security into your relationship, and also you need to be willing to make a certain compromises in there. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. But should you have success in your business, most definitely here with these cards, which is going to be a long term, by the way. Okay, so let me shuffle the Lenormand. We got the card of money again and expand. And then we do have the woman. That is going to be a very resourceful woman. The one that we have here, as I said, very resourceful. Now, because we do have these Lenormand cards, guys, it does mean that she can use her resources for you. The question is, because she is the Queen of Swords, are you worthy for her resources? You need to prove yourself worthy. How you can prove yourself worthy? By being brave, by being someone who follows her advice, because if you need foreign resources, you need to obey their rules. And yeah, that will be the third card, and she is bound to help you. Okay, this is because we do have the cross here. That is a sign of rather something that is supposed to happen. I mean, this woman is supposed to help you with your things this week and the week that is and the time that is forthcoming. However, the magnitude of her help will entirely depend on you, but ultimately, I'm saying ultimately, in best case scenario, you can have a full disposal of her resources, which are tremendous, and you can do such a great things with them. I mean, you need to win of her kindness, and you need to win her as a very, very valuable ally in your life moving on forward. Let me shuffle now, and we can go to Capricorns. I'm always crossing my fingers for Capricorns, guys, because I have a very good friend Capricorn, and also Libra and Scorpio. I'm crossing my fingers for every single one of you, and Virgo as well, and Leo. The only friends that I don't have are Scorpios, as a matter of fact. Okay, so for Capricorns, we do have the Seven of Pentacles. Then we do have the Empress card, a kitty outside, and then that will be the Page of Swords. Guys, this is about dropping up a dead weight. And under a dead weight, I mean people who are holding you back, especially now this person. You're about to realize that this person is causing nothing else but a trouble. However, they're, let's say, like apprentices of yours. What I mean is that they try to copycat your moves, they try to copycat your behavior. They're putting you on a beacon, okay? And because of that, it's very hard to get rid of them. But what they do to you is embarrassing you. What they do to you, guys, is presenting you as someone who are not, okay? So sometimes it's good when you do have a protege. What I mean is this is all about a protege here. It is good when you have a protege. It is good that you can give your experience and knowledge to people, but in order to receive, you need to obey certain rules, and they don't want to. I mean, these people, they're way too wild, and they're way too controversial to everything that you say. What I mean is that they dispute everything said. They have their own ideas, they have their own understanding how things works, and the very unethical quality of this card is that they lie. I mean, they present fiction as facts, and they make that with a quite subtlety, and they're feeling quite comfortable about that. But apart from this, they're quick learners. The problem is that they twist what they learn. They twist it for their own benefits, and you're about to realize that, Capricorns. So a person that follows you, person from your social circle, we're not talking here about your relationship. I don't believe that this has anything to do with your relationship, as a matter of fact. This is all about how someone is basically, how can I place it in words, putting bad spots on your name, okay, avoids on your name, and you need to clear your name, you need to clear your honor, so because this person is dishonoring you, okay, and you need to get rid of them. How you can do that? Simple truth, you basically tell them that you can't have them around you anymore. In order to do so, guys, I mean, you need to be quite harsh with them, first thing and foremost, but you gotta do that into an environment which is your turf, okay? So you have to kind of like stoke and choose the correct situation when you're gonna say that. So for you Capricorns, this week it's kind of like a cleanup of people around you which are causing you nothing but your troubles, or if not troubles, they just take too much of your time and they are unproductive for your well-being. And from now on, for what it seems with these cards, guys, is that you will define for yourself that you're going to surround yourself only with the positive people, people that can really help you improve spiritually and practically and materially as well, people that can really give you something in return of what you give to them. So in other words, you're gonna stop wasting your efforts trying to make other people better. That is what is gonna happen this week, the very first week of October for you Capricorns. Now next one, wait a second, we do have Lenormand for Capricorns. the man or the gentleman, the house, it's a person from your estate. This is what these cards are saying, which are confirming what the tarot is talking about. Now, only thing that they do here is that we know that it is about a man, because page most likely comes as a woman, but it could be also a man, and we know that this is now a man, and we know that this man has rather feminine approach toward the situation, which means that you can recognize him as he's likes to take care for himself rather more meticulously than usual man. I mean, makeups and going on a hairstylist, on a or a cosmetician ever so often in these kind of stuff. And yeah, that will be a different way. I mean, you're about to realize that this man actually it is dividing your estate, your comfortable zone, your private space, your turf. And here, however, from these cards, we can see that you have a choice to make. And to me, the choice is going to be how you can get rid of this person, okay? But to some, it could be the choice could be in between, should I rid of him or should I not? Now, the tarot strongly advises for you to do so, I mean, to get rid of them. But again, that will entirely depend on your personal situation and your personal involvement into the situation. I want to draw one more card. That will be a woman here, and these cards are showing that you can change the apprentice. Okay, you can redirect your efforts from a man to a woman, which is going to be much more beneficial for you, which means it's going to be much better pupil, or it's going to be much better friend. Okay. Okay, so let me shuffle again, and we can read for Aquarius now. To all of you guys, you're welcome. I'm really happy that these readings are helping you, and I mean they make sense to you. Of course, if they don't, I do apologize for that, but I basically cannot cover the global population with 3 cards per star sign. It's just sometimes people have way too complex situations. I know that, in fact, that a general reading for the star sign is not nearly enough to explain them what is going to happen. So I hope that for the majority these readings are helpful. Okay, so Aquarius is King of Cups. It is the first one, with the Temperance, and then with the Eight of Cups. Guys, you have to, this week, Aquarius says you need to, I'm a rising Aquarius, and for Scorpio I had that. Now, we need, you Aquarius, you have to tame your emotions here this week. I mean, it's because something ain't gonna happen the way you are expecting it to happen, okay? And it's because that this is going to infuriate you. That is going to make you feeling so uneasy. And it's not because you throw way too much into it, but because it was so simple to be done right, and despite its simplicity, someone failed, okay? And what is the key here, Aquarius, is that you need to realize that people were not as good as you are, first of all. And second of all, I said it once tonight, is that if you want to do something, you gotta do it right. You gotta do it yourself. So if if someone that you trusted failed you, it is your own fault. It is not their fault. Okay. That being said, guys, we can have a person this week with the King of Cups that will be unwilling to make a compromise with you. Not because they don't have the sense of righteousness here, but because their professionalism, or rather their selfishness, dictates other way around. So despite that they know that they are not right about the situation, that they are disputing with you, or kind of struggling with you, or kind of having an argument with you, despite that they will see that you are the right one, not they are going to admit that, and they will try to take an edge. They will try to get the upper hand with any means necessary. Okay. Also, these cards can turn out into a very, very favorable way. Although something is going to disappoint you this week, that ain't going to be the end for you. I mean, from one of the sides, you're going to be very relieved that this ain't happened. It could be a project in your job, it could be an advertisement with a person. Let's say that you are single and you are flirting with a suitor, but suddenly you are starting to realize that this isn't exactly your type. However, you have invested way too much. I mean, you have made that person to invest way too much just to walk away from it. I mean, you can't walk away because you're going to make them feel bad, you know, and so suddenly something is going to happen that is going to make them go away, and you are going to feel relief about that, and you are going to redirect yourself to the next possible opportunity, which is the best interpretation for these cards. Okay, but the most possible interpretation here, as I said, is that you have to tame your emotions, because there will be a certain situation this week which is going to infuriate you. Okay, it's going to make you feel so enraged. Yeah, enraged is the right word, that you're going to lose it. I mean, you're going to outburst, and a lot of stupid things can be done along the way. That's why, you guys, you need to tame your emotions. I cannot stress enough to you, because otherwise you risk a lot. And under saying risk a lot, even though you can risk your partner into your career, into your relationship, you can risk your job as well, guys, or you can risk an offer that is ready for you to be given, but because of your attitude, because of your behavior, people that are preparing this offer are going to have a change of heart. So be very careful how you act in front of the world, Aquarius, because this is what will matter the most in the week that is coming. Let me shuffle now the Lenormand. The mice, we're talking about situation which is disappointing. You know, the mice is a very good sign for that. The mice means that something isn't right, and it is something hidden, something that rots your security from within. And where is the mice at? It is within your comfortability, or rather it is within a very trusted, most likely person of yours that is supporting you. So the problem is not within you, but is within them. And then we do, that is a part of your family, guys. Basically, the part of your family you have counted on will prove rather unworthy for your trust. They will prove that they will not be there for you when you most need it, and this is why it's going to cause your frustration and infuriation as well. So if you count on a certain help, especially if we're talking about material help here, if we're talking about a help that is going to lift a heavy burden from your shoulders, well, you may very well not receive it, or the amount of what you're going to will receive is not going to be near to what you usually expect to receive. So that being said, don't be disappointed, guys, if you don't get what you expect to be granted to you, because right now, this week that is yet to come, people, you actually have to work for in a double time, for what I can say, to compensate what have been bereft from you. And last but not least, we are going to Pisces. Five of Pentacles with the Magician, with the Nine of Pentacles. Okay guys, so this is an exposure, and for you Pisces, this week is going to be a very productive. It is because this time actually you can do something about it. You do make a difference, guys, especially talking about family environment and relationship environment. This time it all depends on you. All depends on how you're going to cope with the difficulties. All depends in your devotion. All depends in how proud you stand into there. So if we're talking about your ordinary family, like siblings, you know, and mother and elders and these kind of stuff, you have to be very demanding, if I can express myself that way, of what you deserve. You have to be very demanding of the ideas that you do have for the family itself, and also you need to show them that whatever you are their kin, and they cannot change that. So especially those who do have troubles with their family because they have went in a different path that their family had for them, they need to make a reconciliation, especially based on that kind of a argument, that despite of what they are kin, and kin needs to be treated as such. If we're talking about your current relationship with these three cards, guys, this is talking about a certain sense of insecurity where you cannot stand anymore, okay? And you're going to confront your partner here with these three cards, is what they're saying. And by confronting it, you're about to either negotiate out the security that you require, or you're about to find out that there is nothing for you to feel insecure of. Whatever it is, this insecurity that you will feel into your relationship, it's kind of like causing you difficulties in multiple fronts now, because you do feel insecure into your relationship, or kind of like that your relationship is slipping through your fistfuls. You can't kind of give a better performance in your career, or the performance that your work is used to, and that will cause difficulties into your job as well. What I'm trying to say here, guys, is that you need to address the real issue here. I mean, you should not give any excuses, because we do have the Magician and the Five of Pentacles, two cards in combination, saying that whatever the issue is, no matter how overwhelming it is, right now, this week, you can face it and you can clear it out. You can solve it. You can solve virtually anything that causes you issues. You can solve anything that is sufficient for you, okay? So, that being said, slacking is not an option for you this week, guys. It's not only slacking, but it's misdirecting your attitude, misdirecting your efforts, or giving up on excuses. That is not an option. Just on the contrary, you need to be ready to jump into action. You Pisces needs to want to resolve issues rather than run away from them, okay? Because the resolutions here with the Nine of Pentacles, they will be fully in your favor. As a matter of fact, at the end, you're about to not just get what you deserve, but you're about to get what you want. You're about to get rid of a certain strains. You're about to get rid of a certain I can't say obstacles, but kind of like constraints that are holding you in a certain position, which means that you will be able to, guys, start choosing what your path is going to be, and you will be free to do so without any other people to mess with your job, with your work, or with your relationship. So Pisces, very favorable time to get rid of a third parties that are having influence upon your relationship, like the mother of your partner, like your mother or your father, or a common friend, if you want to say it that way. A very favorable time to get rid of a colleagues in your work are actually trying to influence your job and trying to influence the direction of your project. And the only thing you can do that is just communication, guys, and bring the matter to the authorities, to the hierarchy, because hierarchy here will be brought into justice, and it will, at the end, all it will matter is the team. Now, the end of the question for your boss, if that's the case, they are going to ask themselves, is the team productive? No, it isn't. Why? Because there is a dispute in between two people. Okay, so which one is causing the problem? Which one works and which one is causing the drama? And the one that causes the drama, well, they get what they deserve. So I hope you are not the one that causes the drama, guys, because if you are, your work could be jeopardized here. So I can strongly suggest you mind your own business, and when something really bothers you, you need to bring it to the authorities, because the hierarchy, again, is going to be brought to bear. And lastly, let's see what the Lenormand has to say for Pisces. We have the clouds with the ring. With the path. This is, guys, a foggy pact. It could be a pact of relationship. It could be a pact of a contract. You need to know that it is a little bit foggy. 1 second, I need to draw one more card. It's coming from afar, or rather, it's kind of like a foreign contract, a foreign relationship. So in other words, it is something new that will be presented in your life, which you should be rather suspicious about it, okay? Because the whole thing has something which isn't correct here. And I think that this will play out further in the future. Right now, it's just the news about it. But these cards actually could also speak for those which are in a very, very serious relationship, that your partner may propose you out of nowhere. I mean, you may not see it coming, and it will be difficult for you to take the choice, not because you don't like or love your partner, but because it will be quite a surprise for you, and the surprise itself is going to startle you, and you will be like frozen, you know, and you will not feel yourself in bosom to make an accurate decision, because, as I said, you will freeze. So I hope, guys, that especially if something that is tightening you, something that it is making you obliged to do certain patterns, you should not take this week, and you should postpone that kind of a contract or that kind of a commitment for the weeks that are yet to come. Now, that was the weekly reading for all 12 signs, guys, and I hope that you find it helpful. And if you do, please like and share the video so it can help to more people. If you do want a private reading with me, you can always find me at www.tarotpredictions.net, which is written here in the post, guys. And once you make your purchase of choice, which the service and the prices are listed there in the website, if you fail to contact me through the contact form, I will get in touch with you through the email of the recipient of the purchase. and we're going to schedule an appropriate time for both of us in the next couple of days. So that being said, guys, I wish you the best of luck in the week that is yet to come. And if you do have any feedbacks, either good, bad, or different, they're always welcome. And we are going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.